everyone, welcome back to O'Colly TV. I'm Alex Dusky, here again with Grayson Singleton and Jace Andrews. As you can see, it's still a little windy, but it's sunnier, warmer 7 hours later, and the Cowboys have another win in the record book, ending their 2021 season. The number 9 Cowboys defeated the number 5 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The final score was 37-35, and most notably in this game, the Cowboys overcame a 21-point deficit, which not only is the biggest comeback in Oklahoma State history, but it is also the biggest comeback in Fiesta Bowl history. The Big East has always been home to some great teams, and this year is no different. Providence, Villanova, and UConn all looked primed for a deep March Madness run, along with Creighton and Seton Hall looking to be this year's Cinderella team. The Big East has a real shot to have a couple teams in the Sweet 16. Houston also looks like they could be just as big of a threat in this year's tournaments as they were last year when they reached the Final Four. They did lose to the eventual national champions, the Baylor Bears, last season. Though the Cougars had some tough losses in February, they have played solid basketball all year long, and with them looking at a 5 or better seed, the Cougars could sneak their way into the Elite 8. The last team to look for outside of the Power 5 is Murray State. And yes, I know what you're going to say, Murray State hasn't really played anyone, and they are only ranked because they've only lost one game this year. But I feel like we have to talk about the number 22 ranked Racers. They are currently on a 20-game win streak and have scored more than 90 points 7 times this year, along with having 3 starters averaging double digits in points per game, led by junior K.J. Williams. I'm not saying this team has a big chance to win the championship, but when your only loss has come to the number 5 team in the nation, we have to talk about them being scary in March. That's all the basketball knowledge I have for you today. Be sure to check back in a couple of weeks for some more insight from the tournament. Have fun and good luck filling out your brackets. Switching over to the MLB, playoffs are in full swing. Last night, the Houston Astros defeated the Chicago White Sox in Game 1 of the AL Division Series. The final score was 6-1. Yordan Alvarez led the charge for Houston, racking up 2 RBI and a home run in the 5th inning. Also last night, the Tampa Bay Rays defeated the Boston Red Sox in their first divisional game 5-0. Randy Arozarena was the star for the Rays last night, getting walked twice, an RBI, a home run, and stealing home plate. When the official throws the flag for targeting, there's a couple things that can happen. If the call is confirmed, the player is ejected and has to sit out for 2 halves. When the penalty was created, he had to sit out in the locker room. However, he can now stay on the sideline. The team then receives a 15-yard penalty before play can resume. However, if the call is overturned, the player can suit back up, but the team still receives a 15-yard penalty. Welcome back to the pregame show. I'm here at Boone Pickens Stadium. Again, things are starting to pick up. It's getting more lively out here. As you can see, there's a lot more fans behind me starting to file into the stadium since it's about 40 minutes to kick off now. As I said earlier, everyone is still following the social distancing guidelines and the mask policy, which is great. The security is doing an outstanding job making sure that people are following these rules. The clear bag policy is a new rule for Boone Pickens Stadium this year, and people are following that as well, so it's great to see that our Cowboy fans are doing their job. An update from the field is that the 4 team captains will be Chuba Hubbard, Landon Wolf, Malcolm Rodriguez, and Rodarius Williams, and they will be wearing a classic Cowboy uniform with the white helmet, orange jersey, and white pants. Back to you guys in the studio. Homecoming and Hoops, the biggest recruiting event for Cowboy and Cowgirl basketball, and the conclusion of homecoming week looks a little different this year. The event will be held tonight at the Beta Theta Pi Fraternity House Court instead of Gallagher-Iba Arena. There will be stadium seats, a DJ, and lots of fun dancing from your OSU athletes. Seating is limited, so get there early. The festivities are set to begin around 8:30 shortly after walk-around ends. Be sure to check out the Daily O on Monday for a full recap of that event. Jason and Carson have attended most of OSU's games calling play-by-play, so let's start with the Cowboys. OSU just finished a 4-game homestand with a Bedlam Series win and a win against Wichita State. On the season, the team is 24-9 and 7-2 in the conference. The Cowboys' strength is definitely its pitching core, specifically junior Justin Campbell, who is one of 45 players named to the Golden Spikes watch list. The 147th running of the Kentucky Derby takes place tomorrow at historic Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. This race is for 3-year-old thoroughbreds at a distance of 1¼ miles and has been run at Churchill Downs since its start in 1875. Grab your best hat, a non-alcoholic mint julep, and watch 20 horses compete in the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. I'm having OSU winning as well, 31-24. I think it'll be a nice win, a comfortable 7-point win, but we're not going to cover the spread. I think right now it's OSU 11.5, I believe. We haven't scored more than 31 points except versus Texas and, of course, Kansas. So I don't expect us to do more than that again. TCU's just kind of, it's a weird team. I've said that before throughout this hour-long show. I think with Morris at the helm, it's just kind of hard. There's a lot of unknowns to say that it'll be like a blowout, like what you're predicting, Grace. Well, I know that Jace kind of just outed me that I am a Bengals fan, but I have been a fan since I moved to Cincinnati in 2005, and I've loved them through it all. This is the first season that I've ever actually cried happy tears after a Bengals game instead of sad tears. So it's been a great season for the Bengals. So obviously I do have them winning. However, if I felt that we couldn't win this game, I would have picked the Rams, and I say that truthfully. I have it a little bit higher score. I have it 35-28. I think that instead of a McPherson last-second field goal, we will see a Joe Burrow, maybe Jamar Chase, or even T. Higgins, Knoxville boy like myself. We'll see that connection in the end zone, trying to get that score just a little bit higher.
Well, and I will say, if there's anybody in this room that deserves a Super Bowl, it is Mrs. Dusky over here. Got that Bengals pride. She's had it forever. Unfortunately, Andy Dalton couldn't be here for her.
Hold on. What about my poor Texans? Are you kidding me?
They're not here. Next year when they're here,
you know how tough it is to be a Texans fan?
You know how tough it's been to be a Bengals fan?
You know how fun it's been to be a Patriots fan?
No one likes you.
I figured I'd get that reaction. Let's go, Mac.
All right. Well, there you have it. This is our Poker Report Super Bowl show. I'm Alex Dusky, and I'm joined by Asa Lucas and Jace Andrews. Thank you so much for watching today. Go turn your TVs over to the Super Bowl, and let's hope for a great game.